interesting to see everything that goes into it. Like, have you done one where a camera hasn't worked or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys. And like Glasgow, I've had lost footage. I've had audio goes, and you're doing it off like the camera audio. That one fucking hurts, man, because the audio's bad. That one hurts a lot. Like
We've had with the mics and stuff on the roads.
Yeah.
If the mic doesn't work and it's like you can't hear it properly. It's shit that people just don't see, isn't it?
well, and now the like thing about you is you're starting to put like, you know, you're starting to travel for fucking content now, and now
So
like
it's really important. Yeah, that
if
it
you
works.
lose shit, it hurts. Do you know what I mean? This is so much better.
And then
Looking at
just
someone.
lighting and there's just loads of shit that you just learn as you go.
Yeah, like I just watched the Gordon Ramsay video that you did when in the burger, the Spanish burger that you had.
Oh yeah.
And you were like being like, let's get some, let's get some lighting in, and like it's nice to see you like thinking about that because at like the end of the day,
it's destroyed.
Yeah, I know. Like, it would hurt your fucking feelings. All right, hello everyone, welcome back to the Pear Pod, the podcast where we talk to people who've turned their passion into their profession. I've just started doing that as an intro. It's not bad,
nice.
like, it sounded fucking weird. Today I am joined by the host of Is It Worth It, Paul, and John. John is also here in the background. Hello, John. Yeah, and so first of all, thank you for coming. You were off filming today. Can you talk a little bit about like what your week looked like typically when you're doing content? Like what was this week like for you?
So when we're doing content, sometimes we're like a week, 2 weeks ahead of schedule. But myself and John have been like sick. Have you had that flu virus thing? My God, man, I was proper sick there earlier in the week, and then I gave it to John. He got it, so we were not really ahead of schedule. So we went out today and we got 3 different videos.
Because your output's fucking mad.
Yeah.
Like your output's good. I was even looking at your YouTube yesterday. Like it's multiple videos a week.
Yeah, we aim to every second day.
That's fucking
We
mad.
try, yeah.
And like, are you working like another job, or are you guys both full time at this right now?
So how I got into it was I was in college with a friend. John was in Australia, and I wanted to do. I was always the guy who took like videos on holidays and pictures and stuff.
Yeah, you're that guy.
I just always like stuff to remember and stuff. And like, you know, when you're on lads' holidays, like if I wasn't there, the lads would take maybe 2 or 3 pictures and that'd be it. Yeah. So I'd always try to get some, and I always sort of was into that. And then like the is it worth it sort of thing came from, I actually went on a hike one day, right, to Sleeve League. I don't know if you know. Yeah. And it's quite easy to get to in the winter because you can drive up to it. So there's not that much walking. Because I like nice views, but I don't like 4 hours
to get there.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
Yeah, now
was
we're
that
talking.
hike worth it? I was like, that was worth it. I could do everything here with, like, is it worth it? And then the third video I done was food, and food done incredibly well. Yeah. And we saw a space where there was like no one sort of doing honest sort of reviews. So we saw like sort of maybe a niche there. And I'm quite honest as a person, just in life. I'm too honest to a fault a lot of time. Like I'll just, John's laughing over there. I'll just tell people what they need to hear sometimes rather than what they want to hear. And I've lost some friends from doing that, but that's the way I am. Like what you see is what you get. Like,
And in the world of social media where like authenticity is kind of lost a little bit with a lot of people, it's refreshing at least. And like we talked a little bit about this outside, but it's unique in this field now where a lot of people, a lot of restaurants or a lot of businesses can buy someone's positive ratings. Do you know what I mean? And then, so to be able to have an authentic review from someone is probably terrifying for a business a little bit, but the ones that are confident in what they produce are like, yeah, come in, we'd love to have you.
absolutely. There's been like now we do, at the start it was like I'd go in and grab the food and come out. But we got to a stage where I was going in, not to be big headed around, but people, like you could see that people were like looking at you different and like whispering. And like we'd ring it in sometimes and it'd be like, yeah, that'll be ready in 10 minutes. And we get there like 12 minutes later, should be ready. And you see them whispering and it's like, yeah, that'll be another 15 minutes. So it's like, we worked out, like I'm not getting the same food as everyone else. So I was like,
Do you think they're putting in a little bit of extra work to make sure it's good?
no. They'll recook it.
Oh,
They'll
wow.
cook
Okay.
everything fresh. And they'll probably give bigger portions and stuff like that as well. Like for someone that they can get business, right? It's like, good business move. If you had a business, you'd do it yourself. wouldn't you?
Yeah. Do you know Dave Portnoy in the US?
Oh
does
yeah, of
pizza
course.
reviews?
Yeah, the goat.
And the pizza places will cook it the way he likes it.
Yeah.
So they'll like extra cook it like crispy. They'll do it the way he likes it. And like he notices that when it comes in. He's like, this isn't typically the way you do it. And like for them, they're almost sacrificing the way they do things to get the positive review because of how positive like it can be for their business, which is interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you find that, number one, do you find it difficult? Like, I'm sure you've had it in every instance where like a guy's been a prick to you in a business and you're like, I don't mind giving this guy, and I semi hope it's not great so I can give the negative review. But you also have the flip side of someone who's great, probably trying their best, but the food isn't good. And do you battle with that a little bit? Or are you almost comfortable to be like, look, I rated on the food, and that way, like, how you feel kind of is taken out of the equation, you know?
Well, at the start when I used to go in and stuff and like people are really nice to you, it is like, it's just human instinct to want to be nice or give a better score to someone who's nice to you. So what we've done to like alter that is I don't see them at all anymore. So like we do price taste experience on the score, but the experience is from John's experience because John's face isn't on the page a lot. So a lot of people wouldn't know who he is. So he's getting the experience of a normal person.
John getting slipped 50s like I'm like, it's John.
Maybe he is, yeah. But I try not to get emotional at all in it. So I don't know if you've probably seen, it was one of our most viral ones, the pizza guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still a little bit
You're
sick.
all good.
The pizza guy in, where was that? That was Rackar. Was it Rackar? Kimmage. That was in Kimmage. He basically, I shoot it as me walking out of the place. So he was walking in. It was obviously a busy day, so he was walking in with some groceries or something. I didn't even clock him. I just walked straight past him. He obviously didn't have a clue the camera was recording. Obviously didn't have a clue. But I had a mic on me, and he obviously didn't clock that either. So as he's walking past me, he sees me, and he obviously doesn't like me for what I'm doing. You've probably seen it. He was like, not you. I don't want your review. And I was sort of taken back. I was like, what? Like, that is crazy to say to someone.
It's very interesting. Like, if you look at let's look at America when they have food critics in. If they find out a food critic's coming in, it's like all hands on deck. Got to make sure this is the best experience as guys because this can be changed for business, which is essentially what food reviews are now on TikTok. Like it has that big an impact on your business. But because it's not a guy in a suit or a guy that's affiliated with a magazine or a newspaper, they're kind of like, who's this prick who thinks he knows what he's talking about? Which is kind of like, I wonder how long it's going to take. I think it is more in the States now. If you're a TikToker and you go into the States and you have a camera and stuff like that, like they recognize that and they treat you a little bit better because they know the impact it can have. But in Ireland, we're still like quite behind on the content side. So I don't think these lads get it. That like, if you have a video that goes and does 300K on your page, all saying like, oh, food was undercooked and cold, like that could be detrimental to their business. And being negative towards the creator, being like, not you coming in here thinking you know what you're talking about. It's, if anything, they should be more motivated to be like, thank you for coming in and just like reviewing what we do if they're confident about the product that they're serving.
What was crazy with him was that the pizza was nice. Like,
it
was good pizza. It's like there was no need
reason
for him to.
Yeah, you should be thank you for the fucking marketing.
I don't understand why he was, but I gave it like an 8-1. I think I gave it a good score. Like, you know, it's like, it's just a pity he was. I think I said it's a pity he's a prick. Like,
yeah,
you know.
Shout out. Sponsor this episode. Pizza Macar. Do you have? I'm sure you do now. And we were speaking about a little bit outside. I'm sure you're getting offers of lads to be like, hey, could you come in and do a review and like, you know, can throw a little bit of cash towards you and like, especially in this market now, we're obviously both putting a ton of time and effort into this. And like, I know from making content, like the money's hard to pull money in. And so when you start getting offers of ways to make money through it, I'm sure you battle with that a little bit of being like, look, this is a good opportunity for me to earn. Like, how do you navigate that? Are you just blanket like, I don't get paid from reviews? Is that the way you approach it?
When I first started, I was in college with my college friend, and when we got to about 5,000-6,000 followers on TikTok, we started to get offers for money. And basically, I was trying to sell it to my friend who was doing it to me at the time. He had no interest in doing it at all. But like, the only person probably at the time who believed in me, and he was just like, he was holding a camera on a street where no one knew me. Do you know what I mean? Like, he said, no one would do that. So I was trying to show him that this can work. And then businesses were coming offering like €100 or whatever. So I took at the very start, I think 4 or 5 places, I took the €100 off them, went in, gave my completely honest review, and then gave the money to my friend to basically be like, look, this can work. Like, we can do this. But I would still give an honest, even though they were paying me.
And they're going like, hold on a second.
I could name the place.
Where's my 10 out of 10?
Exactly. Exactly. I was giving them 5s and 6s out of 10s. And then I was then seeing a few weeks later, the household names going back into these places 2-3 times. And I was like, I didn't get a message again. It's like, of course I didn't get a message again because I was truthful. Like I gave the score that the place is. I didn't say this was better than it was, even though they gave me money. But then we sort of realized, even with
That's not the game, though.
That's
Paul.
not the game.
That's not the game.
Even with invites and stuff like that, you're getting, because I've been to some of these places that invite us in at the start. We haven't done this in a year since John's come on board. We don't do any of this. But I've been to some of these places and it's not the same service. And I hate when someone's like overly nice to me, like fake sort of, like if someone's nice, they're nice, but if someone's like just fake to me, it just pisses me off. Like,
and that's why now if John goes in and picks something up and he goes, fuck, they're nice in there.
Yeah.
They're like genuinely sound people. Then you're like, great. I know that's fully authentic. Yeah,
exactly.
Do you have might as well run through this quickly. Like, give me your, let's do Dublin specifically, and then we can talk more like international stuff. But in Dublin, like, what are the top 3 places that come to your mind of like, that was a stunning plate of food?
Oh, Dublin! Like we've done so many all over the country. I might ask John.
Yeah, we can ask the audience. Yeah,
have you asked the audience here? Phone a friend in here. What comes? Well, if you want a restaurant, Indian restaurant, Ananda in Dundrum, that's Michelin guided. It's €45 for a 3-course tasting menu, so it's decent value and it's exceptional food. Like if you wanted to bring your missus or something out for a birthday or something, it's a proper nice spot. And it's fantastic food, and it's not going to break the bank.
And how do you combat what you do? Obviously, if they sell food, you'll review it essentially. It's not takeaways, it's not restaurants. It's like, if they do food, I'll fucking go in there.
The thing we're battling with at the moment is like, we try to keep it as honest as we can. So the easiest way to keep it honest is John goes in, brings it out to me, and I eat it outside, because a really hard thing to do is if you're sitting in a restaurant and there's waiters and there's people over your shoulder looking at you and stuff and basically trying to intimidate you. That happens all the time, trying to like get intimidated. You can't intimidate me if I'm outside and you're coming into my space. Whereas if I'm going into your space, or they could tell you not to film. We've had that before as well. So we're trying to get more into the restaurant side of it, but it's really hard, and people don't see that. Like people see these restaurant reviews like of an empty restaurant. Have you seen that sort of stuff? And it's like that's not real life. That doesn't happen. Or the owner is just miraculously there and conveniently starts
hello,
talking
sir,
to
like in a suit. You're like, man, you hasn't been here in a year and a half. Typical.
Yeah. It's like, that's a bit weird. And it's like, and they're telling the person like, oh, I'm gonna get you this and I'm gonna get you that. It's like, if you went into a restaurant, right? If you went into a restaurant with your own money, the owner comes down to you and tells you what you're ordering. How pissed off would you be?
Yeah, first of all, you wouldn't be here. If you're here on a Saturday, it's the one Saturday you've been here in about 3.5 months. Like, it's usually, typically in any of the spots I've been to now, particularly in Ireland, like we haven't eaten out in a while. We went to, like, I took my missus out for dinner there to Fire Steakhouse for her birthday. Never again.
It was great. It was so expensive for what it was.
I've had such better steaks in much shittier places. And then like the setting and all was great. But you see lads in there, there's a lot of lads who obviously do accountants or fucking finance or something. A lot of guys in suits.
Yeah.
And it just, I remember getting the bill afterwards and being like, yeah, it was grand. I've had much better meals for 70 quid. And like that bill was 200 plus. And I was like, that's probably the most expensive dinner I've ever been to. And I was like, that wasn't
there's
great.
Maybe in there.
We had the coute de boeuf, which is like the tray of steak that you get.
Okay.
And it was lovely, but it wasn't, I've had better steak in a pub.
Was it big enough? Like, did you need a bag of chips on the way home after?
No, they gave us, in fairness, it took a while, but they gave us that. You get all the trimmings and shit on the side, but it just wasn't. I was expecting to walk out being like, that was the greatest meal I've ever had in my life. So when you don't, that's a huge expectation to have, but it kind of shows that like the value or the quality doesn't necessarily reflect the price all the time. Like, I think we're kind of taught that if it's more expensive, it's going to be better. And now I'm kind of learning that like, it's really the culture and the effort that the place puts in. Like, that's really where the value comes from. And you'll probably encounter this. Like, you went to Salt Bae's restaurant in London.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Were you expecting that to be better or worse than when you went in to review it?
To be honest with you, like a lot of the time, maybe it's to our detriment. Like, we don't put a serious amount of research into it before we go in, which is nice sometimes because you're getting like the actual experience. So like, I knew it was expensive. But when we went in, I didn't know it was that expensive. Like, and the waiter's coming down. So they like outside it has like a lunch menu. It's like £59 for a 3-course thing. Remember, I said to John, I was like, that's not that expensive. Like, that's all right. So we went in and sat down, and your man brings out the menu, and like I'm looking, and I'm like, there's no steak here for £59. Never mind 3-course meal. The most expensive steak was £630. There's no steak should be that much. But we had to actually ask for the £59 menu. It's obviously like It makes you feel poor.
Yeah,
like,
nothing
you know,
worse. Like, I'm looking for the early bird, especially
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's obviously a tactic. They're obviously told not to give you that unless you ask for it. But that place is just crazy. Just the prices are ridiculous.
And the international side is that kind of, obviously and obviously you travel and I see you go like all around Ireland. Are you looking, is that the next step now? Are you trying to take an international a little bit? Obviously where possible.
Myself and John, I talk for the two of us here. Like, we'd love to stay in Ireland and just do it here, but like we don't make a great deal of money from this. Like, we don't make any money from the social media side of it. We're making money from YouTube, but just in terms of the viewers that you can get. So say we go down to a town in Monaghan or something like that, and do a local chipper.
Yeah, even the title, like what's your title for that? Yeah.
So like just the scope of like, if everyone in that town watched it, you might get 30,000 views. Yeah. Which could be great on YouTube for money, but like they're not watching on YouTube, they'll watch it on social media, which you make no money from. Whereas if we go to London and do Salt Bae, it's a lot more clickable for people that aren't from Ireland.
Or Gordon Ramsay's restaurant or whatever that is.
Exactly.
Do you see I don't know if you actually, you obviously you're into the food scene on YouTube. So like, see, you know, Cal Freezy's doing a lot of like food content.
Yes,
now.
yeah. I've come across him in the last few weeks.
He's like, I watched him when I was younger, and the difference in his content now, like he's gone all in on food, and he's like, obviously, clearly like that's the route to go down. I think CPM is quite good on food, and he's gone ham on that, but he's going to LA, like he's going to LA and trying like top viral food spots in LA. He's going to like China, he's going to India, like all these different spots to try all these different cuisines. So like for you, and he kind of does a similar thing to you, like he obviously doesn't get like sponsored by any of the companies, but he's obviously crazy minted from his previous YouTube life. So he's able to kind of take a loss on all these trips. So for you obviously need to be more tactical and strategic about what are our 5 places we're going to when we go to London, what are our titles for each of those.
We're in this weird space, right, where we're like, social media, we get the most views on. We get crazy views on social media. We had over 15 million views last month. The only reason I know that is because I put up on LinkedIn. Because we're trying to get like a sponsor to be able to keep doing this. Like, we don't take money from takeaways. Sorry, what was I saying?
You were saying you need to be strategic about your like the titling side of things.
So we're in this space where it's like, do we go all in on YouTube and like not forget, just clip up the stuff and put it on the socials? Because what works on social media doesn't work on YouTube, and what works on YouTube doesn't really work on social media, if that makes sense. Everyone on social media is from Ireland, wants to see their local takeaway. Yeah. And then YouTube, everyone wants to see like, we tried the 5 1-star takeaways in Dublin or something like that. That
we tried a different restaurant every hour for 24 hours. Yeah, like that kind of buzz.
That doesn't work on social media. It's too quick. Do you know what I mean? So do we do one way or the other, or we just keep going the way we are and just keep like suiting both? Yeah.
And that's kind of when you talk about like the sponsor game now, like what would an ideal sponsor be for you guys that you're like would work well?
Well, to be honest with you, it'd probably be something in the food industry that doesn't correlate to takeaways. So maybe it'd be like a Deliveroo or something like that.
Yeah, like a food review app or something like that.
Or a drinks brand or something like that. Like when I say we haven't, like we've been approached by stupid things like, you know, these cryptocurrency experts offering us mad money, like, and like gambling companies.
DraftKings.
Like, we get a lot of young people come up to us and stuff. So like, we are really trying our best to be able to do it in the right way, but it's so difficult, like, because they're the ones that are going to make a lot of money from it. They're the ones that want to sponsor you.
There's so many people right now taking whatever is coming. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's DraftKings coming in, like, yeah, let's do it. You got a fucking gambling casino, you got a cryptocurrency. There's lads getting into trouble for it right now in the Irish scene as well, like who have taken some dodgy deals. But like I'm almost happy in my way that I'm like, I've never been approached to have a sponsor on board. And like, so I can talk from this perspective. But like, if I had a contract slapped in front of me to be like, we'll pay you fucking 10 grand an episode and we'll pay you for 10 episodes, it gets fucking difficult to be like, I turn that down, because it's really just your own values that are stopping you from doing that, you know?
Yeah. But you also have to think about why you started it in the first place.
You stay true to that.
You didn't start, like, we didn't start this to make millions euro. Like, myself and John, we'd be happy to making like just enough
to survive,
because we love doing this. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when you get like someone who comes up to you, like we've had a few people come up, like you can see in their eyes like how excited they are to see it. Do you know what I mean? And it's like that is priceless. Yeah. And the only reason they feel like that is because we're actually ourselves on it. And if you start signing with these people that you don't align with, you don't agree with, I think it just changes everything. Yeah.
Have you had any businesses reach out to you and be like, hey, your review made like a tangible difference in our business? Or like we've noticed like since you came on and gave us a positive one, like we've seen improvement, more people through the door?
businesses that I would say 3 ever have done that, but the followers that we have, they'll send us on pictures of the takeaways the day or two after. And I remember at the start when they started doing it, I was like, that's not because of us. Like, there's no way. And I remember one I think it was Seven Spice in Clondalkin. He sent me on it. There was like 50 people. It was the queue was out the door, and I go, that's not because of us. That's it. It's a really good takeaway. And he replied, he goes, no, I'm standing in the line. Like, they're all ordering the exact order that you got. And it's like, that is crazy.
That's
like,
a crazy tangible difference that you're making. Like, I'm trying to think like what, like when you look at like Dave, for instance, like I'll keep on back to him because he is like the go to food reviews, but he obviously started his own app based off that, like the One Bite app. And that's how he essentially attached a business to it, so he was able to monetize based off that.
How does that app make money? Do you know?
Like that app
is
itself,
it through advertisements?
But like
on
he
the
has
app or
he has Barstool, so like he's driving. He obviously has finance put behind it, but then he has advertising on the app, and then I'm sure businesses, pizza places pay like same as Google or anything like that to like have a higher awareness on that. But I think it's all based off his scores, and then other people can rate it as well. And then I'm sure he's advertising on it. I'm sure he pays advertising on it. But like for him, that's guilt-free essentially. Like it's his own platform that he's built. You can pay advertising on that. It's the same as if you had a YouTube channel, you pay advertising on it, but there's a barrier between the channel and him. It's a separate thing. So I guess he gets a little bit of freedom out of it.
Because we had an investor like guy who approached us being basically like, he's like, I want to support you, but I don't know how you can make money from this. And he was going through and he's like, what about if we get the takeaways on board and we do this? And it's like, no, the takeaways can never be on board. Like we don't work with them. We can't be in contact with them.
It has to be legitimate. If you start working with that, then there's no difference to anyone else doing the reviews right now. Yeah, I hear you. If you had, if money was no option right now, if you did get a monster sponsor on right now, it's like, here, I'll give you whatever. I'll give you £1 million for the next like 2 years. Go like, what would your dream trip be? Or how would you structure that if you had a year of content that you could make?
See, I think the content that we do is really suited to the Irish and the UK market and maybe America. I don't think this content works in like the likes of Portugal and Brazil. But I would love to go to them places.
I'd love to see you go and try like China, Japan, like different cuisines. Do you know what I mean? Especially like when you drop in an Irish person into that and be like, this is fucking wild. They go like the markets and stuff in Japan where they sell crazy shit and be like, this is fucking wild. Because I can just see the Irish side, like there just naturally is a cap on it. There's only so many places you can visit. So like there needs to be an area for you to progress in there at some point. And obviously London is a huge one for that. Like there's a huge chance to do it. Any thoughts on like collaborating on with any other creators in the scene, like big or small? To be honest,
in the food scene, I don't watch a whole lot of the other creators in the food scene. I did at the start. I know it's all fake. Like, and I know more than the 99% of people who are watching this stuff because the places that they're going to and not putting ad or invite in it, they're messaging us as well. So I could take down so many of them if we want to, but we're not trying to do that. But it's like I can't watch it because it's not true.
I've seen it, like, I won't say names in particular, but like I've seen a couple of reviews where they go into like whatever it is, some hanging looking, it wasn't this place, but I'll give you an example, like a Pizza Max or something like that. And they'll be like, had an absolute ripping meal today in Pizza Max, and it comes out and the food looks fucking cold and they've got like knacker looking hot dogs and all that. And you're like, man, and you're like, absolutely unbelievable meal, crazy value. I'm like, man, I've been to Pizza Max hanging off my face and I couldn't eat it when I was locked. Do you know what I mean? Let alone like when I'm sober.
You can see, like sometimes you don't have to talk. Like you can just see through the camera that the food is terrible. Yeah. And someone's telling you it's class. It's like, no, it's not. Yeah. Or sorry, just one more on that point. If there is a place like that, or you see, if you watch this stuff at home and you're trying to work out who the people are that are doing truthfully and who aren't, I can't give names. I've done it before and we get in huge trouble for doing it. But if you want to see who's doing it, just look, if there's 2 or 3 promoting the same place within 2 months of each other, and they're both or 3 or 4 of them are saying it's banging, it's probably paid. I can give you an example of one that, not because of anyone that I particularly went there, but I got asked to film for someone who was doing a review. Remember Cluck in Tala? Yeah. Cluck, a guy got asked in to do a review of that place. I must have been asked by like 3 different creators to come in and do a review of that. But they all went down at the same time. They're all there. They're all there. It's not good for business either though, is it? Like, because it makes it so obvious then that... I don't even think they're thinking that far ahead, man. I think that's like, and that's... It's almost like, again, to the social side of Ireland, like they're not even thinking that far ahead. They just want people in the door making content about it, which is like, it's crazy. Like it is a little bit. Do you have if you were going to go in now to
I'm trying to think, even if you went to like, if you're going in for like looking at a food, are you trying to get some variety? Like in today, for instance, do you try and have like 3 different types of food or like different cuisines per trip that you go on? Are you trying to get some variety in each one?
Yeah, of course. Like there's certain foods that just do better online. You could probably guess. No, what would you guess is the best takeaway thing that does well online? People always tell you to not do it because it's done so much.
I would have said like chippers, spice bags, like pizza.
Pizza doesn't do particularly well.
Really?
Spice bags.
Crush.
Anything with curry sauce. It's whatever way it translates through a camera. It's like you can't do wraps because like it's hard to show someone a wrap on a camera. It's a spice bags because you can dip it in, and everyone's familiar with a spice bag in Ireland. You know, it's not that expensive.
I guess that's the access to it. Like there's got to be a part of it because everyone has an opinion on one because everyone's had one. So you can
they
kind
all
of
have their own favorite, all their locals. Yeah,
I've been to, and like obviously I have my ones that I prefer as well. But like every single one that I've listened to, it just seems to be everyone's local one. Seems the best one they had. Like we have one around the corner, Lucky Star. Have you ever done Lucky Star around the corner?
No, I've never done that.
It's a little bit sketch, but like I've been going there for like 10 years. Like the kid who worked there, he must have been like 12.
Oh, sign me up.
Now he's 20. Now he's
doing his homework.
Now he's 22 and he's running the place in the front. I'm like, man, and he's like Jack now. He's the Asian fella, and he's like jacked up now. Man, I remember you were like 11 doing Keep You Up, he's buying the thing, and he's just been there the whole time going through. But they have they've done spice bags there, and they haven't changed. You know, the lads who don't put any effort into the interior whatsoever.
Usually the best spots.
Yeah, it has not changed one iota since I've been in there. Menu's the same. Haven't changed one thing.
You know the floating hand, the cat. You know the cat toy that's on.
Yeah, I know. No, they have
the calendars.
They have the calendars are up there, and then they have the 3 lads in Volkswagen Golfs outside doing the deliveries, like the same blokes all in like Canada Goose is just a fleet of lads delivering them out. But when you have, I'm trying to think if you have like spice bags is surprising that was. I would have thought like pizzas would kill. Obviously in the States it's absolutely nuts. Yeah,
the pizza because pizzas are the easiest to do because you don't need a table around. You can just hold a pizza and it's so convenient to do it. The other foods, big burgers do really well.
Yeah, so you have to think. So you have to think when you're doing something. Be like, how is that going to look on camera? Like, is there going to be an appeal on that end? You know what I mean?
Like at the start, we did, but like once, like we have a certain following now who just watches because they know we're honest. And like if they want to go somewhere, they'll follow, which is fantastic. Like that's the stage you want to get to where people are just watching you regardless of the content. But at the start, it really matters what sort of food you're doing.
I get a lot of make podcast gear more expensive. Get that comment a lot. That stings.
That's
it stings, man.
Such an easy one, isn't it?
Thanks, Nathan. Like so as a fucking kid, like with it's always constant. Like yeah, I get a lot. The make podcast gear more expensive, or who's this posh cunt? Get that a lot. Like, come on, man. I'm doing my fucking best here, and that's why like. At least with some of but then you'll get one. So you might get 20 hard ones. And then you go, this guy clearly really cares about doing good podcasts. And I'm like, Stephanie, thank you so much. Like mum of 4. I'm like, yes, unbelievable.
That's the woman. Yeah, 100%.
I want to chat to you a little about, you also do like chalk and cheese, like the travel stuff and like that kind of thing. Is that another, I guess, do you bring the same mindset to that in terms of like if an events place or a hotel was like, hey, Paul, I'd love you to come out and review our area or come down to like spend the weekend and give you your experience on that. Do you take a different approach to that or is it the same?
What a question. I mean, the man's done his research here. Yeah. So the reason John and I started that was before I started the food page first, but it was a hobby, the food page. I had 3,000 or 4,000 followers. I graduated from college. And I got a job. Some company saw that I was decent in front of a camera. So I got a job working in travel media, basically doing that sort of stuff. And I'd done it for like a year. And I got to a point where we grew the following from 10,000 to 120,000 in a year. And the woman who owned it basically wanted me to teach 2 younger people how to do what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I said to her, I was like, why would I do that?
Like,
why, you're basically just trying to do that to get someone else to do what I'm doing. I'm going to leave and do this myself.
Yeah.
So I left.
She also doesn't realize that's not something you can just.
Yeah, you can't
it's not a book you can read. Yeah.
Exactly. So I decided to leave that. It wasn't particularly well paid either. I decided to leave that. John ended up coming back from Australia. And I was like to John, I've got a dream here. We can do this and we can do the food stuff. We can do both of them at the same time. Now, John is like, some people think me and John are idiots, like not quite intelligent, like because we review food on the side of the road. I've got a degree in business. John has a master's in psychology. Like, we're not idiots. Like, but I said, John's like, just do it for a year with me and let's see what happens. So we started doing that, and that started to gain legs. That basically, so people will say like, how do you get to Cork and stuff? If you're not getting paid for this, how do you get to Cork? How do you get to Kerry? Kerry's like 4 hours.
Oh yeah,
There was,
I proposed in Kerry. It's a
oh,
drive.
yeah?
It's a drive and a half. Yeah.
With Dingle, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I love, we love
Why,
Dingle.
for fuck's sake. I was like, oh, Dingle. Yeah, original. Shit. Yeah.
So them trips, or even Cork, like West Cork, it'd take us like, it's 6 hour round trip just to get there. So when you get there, you're exhausted, and then you're trying to shoot like 3 or 4 videos while you're there. So the travel page was basically, we were staying in Airbnbs for free because we were doing promotional content for them on that. So that was allowing us to get around the country to continue doing our honesty on the food page. I done a few food videos on that were promotional. Like we've never said that page was honest at all. But after like 2 or 3 of them videos, we realized like there was people in the comments being like, this fella says he's honest. This fella says he's honest. He's not. He's a traitor. And it's like, mate,
I thought I was an idiot.
We need to make money some way. Like,
Yeah,
it's like you can't explain to someone over like 2-3 minutes on a social media video like how you're trying to do it and how you are actually being honest with them. So we basically decided to take me I'm completely off the food side of that. I don't do any of the food on that. I just do activities. Activities and stays and stuff like that. That still allows us to be able to get around the country.
Also a fucking crazy lucrative industry. Like again, another industry that's making, like, you watch a Glass and Lake House has made a fortune off people going to be like, amazing stay at Glass and Lake House. So like, and like that's again for you were saying it there, like it seems like as soon as you get from like 1K to like 5K and you're like the everyman that everyone's like, great, these reviews, I love it. Then you get to like 10K and there's the opportunity to potentially make some money somewhere and you still don't do it. You're still like, I'm going to stay authentic to what I'm doing. You try to diversify to be like, I need to bring in some money from somewhere. And then people have an issue with that. So like, it's almost, you're losing either way. But as long as you're kind of staying authentic to what you believe in, then like you're never going to make everyone happy. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna. We
literally like I don't do any of the food stuff on the chalk and cheese basically because I can understand actually, like it got to a point where it's like I can understand how people can see that there's a conflict of interest here. You do a promotional video for someone, like I would never do a promotional video for someone and then go in and do a review on it because I can't, because it's not. So it just got to a stage where it's like, I only done like 5 or 6 of them on it anyway, but it got to a stage where it's like, I'm just not going to do any of the food stuff. Yeah. Because it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? That was not worth it.
Do they have it's interesting that they have, like, do you see potentially more legs in both? Or are you like, I'm still going to give 50-50 to both? Or do you see more legs in one versus the other?
It's weird, right? Because with the travel, that's like a brand. That's not me or John. It's like there's 3 of us on that, and it's just like it performs video to video. It like there's no personality on that. On the food one, like people support us. As I said, it doesn't matter what video we put up now. People just sort of like me and John.
Want to see? Yeah, it's the camaraderie that you're kind of getting out of it. So
so like huge. We even see like that. The travel brand has over 60,000 followers. But like on the streets and stuff, no one, well, they do sometimes, but not nearly as much as the field page. Like people stop
how many booms do you get like in jail? Like, oh, come on, lads.
It's crazy. Yeah. It is. It's mad. Like at the start, I remember the first time someone asked for a picture. Yeah. I remember I was like, mate, you don't want a picture of me. Like, you're mental. Like, but then you get to a stage where it's like, that's actually bad saying that someone, like, if they want a picture, like.
It's something that I get a lot from like a lot of different people when they come on. They might see the numbers. Like, you have a video that gets 250,000 views. Like, it's hard to kind of compartmentalize that, like, that's, 3 Crow Parks packed out, have an extra video. And it's hard to kind of put that in. But then if you're like, then you find it weird if 5 school kids went up to you and be like, I love your videos. You're like, who the fuck's watching this shit? It's hard to kind of put faces to the numbers.
Exactly.
But then when the numbers start coming in, like, especially if you're saying you do 15 million views in a month, like, you actually try and break that down. Like,
that's not normal.
No, but it's A1. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you try to put that into your brain, like, that's more people than it's 3 times the fucking population of Ireland.
It's
like
crazy.
Seeing a piece of your content, like, so it is wild. Talking about John there, like, how did that kind of meeting happen?
With me and John?
Yeah.
Me and John have been friends since we're 10, 11, is it? Like, we've been friends over 20 years. We went to school together. We've just been good mates. And then John went to Australia for 2 years. And John would always be very supportive.
It's a very unique idea. What made you think about Australia?
John would always be very supportive of what I was doing. Like, you probably get it as well at the start. I had a few people who I thought were my friends, like, who showed no support. Like, when you need like a like from your friend, like you're getting 7, 8 likes on a video.
Yeah.
And I'd have some.
What, you mean this week for me? Yeah.
You'd have some people who you thought were your best mates showing you just zero support.
It's more so, I would say, now I haven't had this. I have a close group of mates, and like they're all fucking legends. Love them all. I've had some of them as guests on my podcast, but I've definitely had that transition between, oh, look, when he's trying to do something different, to, oh, he thinks he's class.
Yeah.
Like that bit, that as soon as you start doing semi-right, and I'm not there at all, but like if I had, when I had Aaron Rowe on, that episode did really, nothing really, he hadn't really like blown up yet. And then as soon as he started to explode, the episode started going like this. And you do start to see like lads coming on, like people asking, do I pay to have people on podcast? I get that question a lot. I was like,
you have that brown envelope.
That's outside. Shut the fuck up. I was going to say, when I asked you to come on because I saw that you followed the page. Did you see a piece of content that you were like?
Yeah, I've seen a few of your clips. You seemed normal to me. We've been offered on to a few different podcasts, and I can imagine we're offered on because we're quite controversial in the stuff we do, and it's not even controversy. It's just we're more
being honest, and
we're just more honest and outspoken.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there's a lot of people out there that try clip. Because I just say as it is, like, so they just clip what I'm saying and take it out of context. Yeah. And I just thought you probably wouldn't do that. Like, I'd probably come out with you do something terrible to this.
I'm one of the only podcasts that do this. Is like, I like to have, my idea, like one of the things I hadn't seen a lot of people do is have repeat guests on through their journey. And that's why, like, obviously I had Ev Wild on, and then I had Ev on again. I've had Jay Cavan on, then I had Jay on again. Because I was like, I don't see podcasts do that. Like, you kind of hear their story and then they go off, tell you what they're going to do, and then you never hear from them again. And like, I love the idea of like, I'll have you on in another 2 years and let's see if all the things you talked about actually come to fruition, and we can talk about that process.
It's brilliant.
And so if I fucking burn that relationship by completely fucking you in the clips, you're never going to come back on, and I'm probably never going to get any of your mates recommended to come on. Like, that's a huge part as well, is like, if I wanted, let's say, one of Ev's mates to come on, if the first thing they're going to ask is like, what was he like when he came on the podcast? Oh, he's kind of a cunt, and he kind of like mixed it all. Like, I don't understand that. Back
to John.
Yeah.
How we started this. John's a musician.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic guitarist, John is.
Yeah.
So he's always like, he loves the attention. I mean, he loves being in front of the camera.
Which is a fucking weird little combo.
We joke about it because it was, I started doing the food stuff, but it's like, in an ideal world, John would probably be in front of the camera and I'd be holding it. Like,
you look more like the tech guy. But that was me. I wanted to be Graham Norton when I was younger. Like, that was my like dream to like be a TV presenter. And then the weirdness of being like, I'm going to get behind the camera, because I was like, I don't think I had the confidence to be in front of the camera. I don't think I don't think I could have been like a YouTuber. I didn't find the vlogging, and it was all fitness. Remember, fitness content was like the thing. And I was like, I'm just not that cunt. I just am. And you need to be a certain kind of bloke to be able to just be like, yeah, I'm stacked, and I'm going to walk through Grafton Street like in Australia. Yeah. So I was like, then when podcasts started to get big, I was like, that's a medium that fits me. I was like, that, and obviously I listened to a ton of podcasts, so like it made sense for me. But then, like, yeah, people say to me all the time, like, why you can't do the videography thing? Like, you're behind the camera. I'm like, yeah, I'm so glad I did, because now I can produce this myself without having to bring in some bloke and pay him fucking grand an episode or whatever it is to do it.
Jesus, is that the going rate?
No. I actually don't. I've never had to do it. But like, obviously I know lads who are, there's definitely people getting stitched right now by lads who have a room in the back of their house. They're like, I'll produce stuff, yeah. Yeah, give me 600 quid and I'll press play or press record and send you the bits.
We were thinking of doing a podcast, me and John, but it's like, there's so many of them that it's like, are we just going to be another one? Like,
but is there another one in the food space?
Like, I think
a podcast where you told the behind the scenes of like,
that's what I was going to say.
Like, that's a fucking great concept.
There's loads of stuff that people don't like, because on social media, it's like you see 3 minutes of what it is, but you don't see like the before or after. Sometimes you get like owners coming out intimidating you behind the camera, or
who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. Oh, what's the score? And then like, they're just standing there like, it's like, mate, you're just gonna we're just gonna do this.
Have you seen the Dave video where he goes
oh yeah,
he goes 0.0, and when he walks out and your man's like, I'll take that for you. He's like doing a litter, and he's like thrown out, walking out the door. He's like, they kicked us out. And like,
have you seen the one with the fellow with the t-shirt that's like 5 sizes too small, bro? He's screaming.
Dave got pissed in that one. That was one of the ones, you fat motherfucker. You're like, Dave. But it had like, I would think there's a huge opportunity there of like, you looking for another avenue to monetize content. Like, podcasts is, you can see it's straightforward enough. The two of you sit back to back and talk about stories of like,
how does, like, what's the finances like in that? How does that work?
Brutal. But like, so it's everything.
Is it like advertising spaces? That
like,
how it works?
You, number one, longer form content. So, you get, if it's good, you get better watch time. You can probably advertise more on that. It's a longer video. it's a completely different audience space. Like you can go on, do audio only, you can do your Spotify and all kind of stuff, but really it's advertising on it. But it's a different kind of medium. You could open it up to a whole different line of sponsors. Do you know what I mean? Like Theo Von has like 10 different sponsors, nothing to do with comedy or anything like that. He's got fucking crazy sponsors on that. Like he had Grey Block Pizza. It was like one of his sponsors for like 10 years. So like it just opens you up to a different avenue of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And like, because you're talking about everyday stuff, you can talk about like good stories you've had, behind the scenes stuff. And if you just commit to be like, we're going to do one episode a week, just sit down on a Sunday for an hour and talk about whatever it is we do. It's just another avenue for you to take.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
There's only so many things you can review. Like,
oh yeah, you'd be surprised.
Boom car reviews. Like, you saying that you do listen to some podcasts. What podcasts do you listen to?
Oh God, what podcasts would I listen to? Like a lot of football, that sort of stuff. The Overlap, of course. I also like Gary Lineker's one. What's that called? The Rest is Football. Yeah. And then like The Athletic, I listen to a lot. I love football, like so a lot of that sort of stuff.
Feels like there's that's a route you haven't gone down, like reviewing like League of Ireland stadiums. Like there's routes there for you to go. Do you have if you were going to get into, I'm trying to think now of like, I listen to more the fucking bullshit ones like Modern Wisdom and like the really high production ones. Like I love watching the production of podcasts. I mean, like, fuck, that looks so good. Like I get more off on like how good the sound quality is and stuff like that, just because I know how difficult it is to produce a good one.
Right, the rooms they're sitting in, they're so like beautiful and stuff. It's like you can't rent that to 3 different podcasts, can you? Because it's like it's so unique.
Some of them are green screens.
Are they? Yeah. Like a lot of is there any high end ones that you know are green screens?
Like Chris Williamson has green screened.
No
like
way.
He just did one recently in like a big white box. It's just like a huge, the Batman, he has that like weapon room.
Yeah.
He has one like that, and it's just like loads of white light and then a green screen, and then it's just a white endless like room and behind it. So you can do it like that as well. But like if going back to fucking Calfreezy, he obviously produces the Fellas is like a producing company for podcasts, and they have it's an interesting watch. They did it behind the scenes on YouTube, and they have a room with like 10 different sets. It's all just little like squares.
I've seen something similar to it. He done a breakdown on how he basically earned. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
it's
good video.
The pie chart.
Yeah, it's good video,
isn't it?
Breaks your heart when you see like the bread coming in.
He's been doing it 12 years or something.
Yeah,
and
like
it goes from nothing to
that. Was like when I fucking sit down at night and I'm like, fuck, how am I gonna start making bread off podcasts? Like I put a podcast network would be sweet. I'd love to do something like that. It would be class. You were my first clients. I'll produce your podcast happily, man.
100%.
You were saying there, so you have if you were gonna, it's nice now if you don't have a ton of your biggest financial inputs into this are really travel and like going and buying the food. Like those are your biggest like financial.
It's not that expensive. Like it's the food, the fuel, time. That's about it. Yeah.
What have you learned about the YouTube algorithm since you've started doing
it? I think like we to this day we're in between. It's basically we shoot the video and then we think of the title after. Whereas Aiden, who does our thumbnails for us, he's great. He helps us with a lot of stuff. He just loves YouTube and he's great at thumbnails.
I need one of those fucking kids, man.
Yeah.
I'm in the market for one of those fuckers.
Do you do your own thumbnails?
I do everything myself, man.
You should definitely get on to Aiden, 100%. We could
Aiden,
somewhere if you want.
Get the fuck on me, like, because your thumbnails are class.
He's fantastic, but he gets us basically. He gets our humor and stuff. So if we give him mad ideas sometimes, and sometimes they're too mad, but he'll be like, that doesn't work. There's too much. John has ADHD, so he has 1,000 things going on his head, and he'll be like, you need this little thing in the corner, you need this and this and this. And he's like, man, there's too much going on there. People aren't going to click on that. You just need this,
Look at Mr. Beast fucking thumbnails, and you won't go far wrong. Like,
yeah.
But there is like, that was something that I have like when I'm doing thumbnails now. Like, it's annoying that there is a science to it, and you wish that it's just. You want it to just be the quality of the content that like gets the video to get views, and then you see guys break it down and they're like, oh, if you do arrows in red, it's double the views and stuff like that.
We went down a path of trying to do all that stuff, and then we basically decided with Aiden, like we just have the same color, font, and writing in every. So it's like basically people see that and it's like that's his video. I like his stuff. I'm gonna click on it. That's basically what we do. But you're meant to basically, we've been told you're meant to get the title and the thumbnail before you even shoot the video.
Yeah. That's how like YouTube is doing now.
It's crazy though, isn't it? It's like
it does, and like it does take out this is kind of the issue that I had when I started podcasts is like I initially started being like, I need to get people on with platforms. If I get people on with platforms, I can harness that platform and that'll grow mine. And then it just sounds kind of bad, but like if you just get people on the size of the platform, you end up not having like incredibly great conversations. Because a lot of them, I had like 4 TikTokers on a row, nothing against TikTokers and like go for you lads or whatever. They all say the same stuff. And like, and then I had...
What you mean? What is that? Are you classing us as TikTokers or?
No, like I call you, like I like content creators, but I mean guys who dance on TikTok and that's or like guys who follow the TikTok trends. There's nothing different to that. They all do like, you know, a new song comes out and they're all doing the same TikTok dance to that song. Like I was in that ilk. And then I had a couple lads on who had like no following. Like Chris had no following when I first had him on. And we talked about fucking addiction and stuff like that. And I got so much more out of that. Obviously the episode did well, but I was also like left the conversation with it. That was a fucking great chat. Learned a lot about someone there. Like felt like I made a connection and a friend out of that. And then I was like, I'm going to fuck off however the episode does, it does. But I'm going to have like decent conversations with people. And I think it'd be so boring, man, if the numbers kind of dictated everything, every decision you make. And like, I guess for you, it's kind of the same ballpark where you're like, you've left it as like the love of something you enjoy doing. And if you do it like that, then the numbers are obviously important, but it's not the number one thing you care about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's such a tough, I don't know. It's really tough. All of it's hard. People think it's easy, you know, all this stuff.
What does success look like for you?
I would say success, I'd say to myself and John, would be just being happy and making enough money to be able to do this. Like, you know, like we don't want to make millions from this. Like we would happily turn down, but like myself and John have worked jobs that we absolutely hate. Do you know, like getting up in the morning and just depression and just not wanting to be where you are and like taking 10 minutes in the toilet.
I've done it.
Because you don't want to go back out and you have to have them conversations with like Margaret, who's 60, who you just don't, and you just hate her. Like
mine was Carla. Fucking bitch, man. Holy shit.
So we've had them, like we've worked them jobs. So it's like we're just trying to do something we love. And like there's so many people that leave like negative comments and hate what we're doing and stuff. It's like, mate, we're just trying to do something we love. Like you're just probably jealous that you never took the step to do it.
Yeah, and you work in JD Sports. Like a lot of lads in JD hate me. Like,
I've worked in JD.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah, when I was like 18, 19.
It's like a nightclub in there, man. Like, it's not even. I've especially now. Like I obviously worked fucking shitty jobs. I've worked a lot of those, and then I went out and Pear Creative by myself and made like no money for a long time. And then
how long? Let us know.
I'd say I started doing this when I was 21 and I did it on the side of like other bit. I worked with another company I'm still working with now, but I'm a contractor for them now. And I worked that I probably didn't make money for 6 years.
Do you know, that's hopeful because we're only about a year and a half in here.
Are you?
Yeah.
You've only been doing the reviews for a year and a half?
Oh, it's the full page
started.
Sake, man.
The full page started. Killing myself here.
Full page started 2 years ago. And we're started full time about a year.
Fuck, man. All right, yeah, well, okay. My story's irrelevant then. I was like, stick at it for 20 years and it might work out.
6 years, I'll take that. Like.
But now I'm busier than ever now. And like this week in particular, I had 8 shoots this week between Monday and Friday. And I have another one tomorrow and then I'm done. But in those weeks where I'm like, it's similar for you guys, you fucking drive around the country for the whole week and you're like, Jesus Christ, we did 20 reviews this week. You need to almost like remind yourself in those moments of like, man, we could be in, you know, we could be working receptionists, yeah. Like,
but that time, like if we started this maybe at 18, 19 and didn't do them jobs,
yeah,
we wouldn't appreciate that. Like we've done the job. Like I started an apprenticeship. I've worked in Dunn's around the Christmas time. You get the people
Robbers Dunn's, man.
I've done all the terrible. Like we hated doing them jobs, so it's like we do remind ourselves about that. But myself and John, like we spend hours. Like some days we'll spend 12, 14 hours. We hate each other at the end of the day. We'll be like, sometimes like John like talks a lot. So sometimes John will be talking too much as I'm trying to do the review. And we'll cut the video. Like I'll just cut that for a second. I'll be like, you're talking to, and he'll just start screaming at me. And it's like people are walking past, like, what is going on? We're just screaming at each other. And the video goes back on. It's just work around. And
actually, I have a as a viewer, I have a question of like, why doesn't John have a mic?
Yeah. Because John's voice it's
too booming.
It's incredibly loud. So overpowers.
Now, in fairness, you can still hear him perfectly, which is like a credit to the level, like the decibels of your voice. But I was thinking that I was like,
he had one for a few weeks, didn't you?
Audio just destroyed.
He's way louder than me. And it was all, and then people got so, like on YouTube, people got so annoyed. People on YouTube think John shouldn't talk. It's like that because on YouTube they just hear reviewers that do it, and the cameraman just stays silent. They haven't heard this before, so at the start, like that's how we know we're getting new viewers. It's like, oh, they hate John, and then after a few weeks, like, oh, now they like John more than me. Like that usually happens, doesn't it?
If you were at has there been any spots now that if you were to go back and either like review it, or is there one that you've looked back and been like, even maybe it was in like the early days, you went back to it and you're like, fuck, I could have handled that a little bit differently? Or are you comfortable enough to be like, I've been pretty authentic the whole way through all of mine?
I think the reason people watch us is it's not because I'm incredibly charismatic or great in front of a camera. I think it's just because I'm me, like, and if I went back and tried to change something, that's not me. Like, there's certain times where I probably could have handled things better. Like a young lad threw a bottle at me and stuff. Like, have you seen them sort of clips?
Yeah,
like,
see that shit.
But that's
John, break him up, will you?
I think that's why people watch our videos, because you never know what's going to happen next. And whatever happens, like, trust me, whatever happens, it's going up. Like, you just post it all.
What was that kid hoping to do? Just fucking boil little loser, like.
So they were about 12 to 16 years old, right? And there was about 10 to 12 of them. And like, we started if you watch the YouTube, you'll see more. It's like a 12-minute video. We started the YouTube and we were talking about, there was a vape shop behind us. And I was like, why are vape shops everywhere now? And they were like screaming at people and causing a ruckus. You know, they just kids causing a ruckus.
Yeah.
And then as we're walking down the road, they're starting to fight with some other young fella.
Great. And
then as I can like see them. But when the review starts, John sees everything. I see nothing. He's basically my eyes behind me. So like one of them threw a bottle at me and then they ran down the road. And then one of them was coming over with me and John's like, oh, someone's coming over to you there. But I didn't fancy my chance against like 8 to 10.
Something 12. About I sound fucking 100 years I say this, but like something about the youth of today, like it's terrifying. Like you walk around. I lived in Rialto there before I moved here. The lads around there, they could be 12 years old. I wouldn't fancy my chance to get any of them.
Yeah.
And like I can give the air of like, leave me the fuck alone. If I wear like a hoodie and I'm tall, I can be like, stay the fuck away from me. But if someone's coming to me, like, who the fuck are you? Oh, sorry, sir. You know what I mean? And they're fucking 12 years old.
It's what we've found is like a lot of the places that would be like known as maybe the rougher places in Ireland sound as kids. Yeah. Like just so respectful to us. Yeah. And like respect what we do. And then you go to some of the maybe posher areas. And
have you done a Dalkey trip, right? Like that?
We've done Dalkey. We've done is it 3 chips in Dalkey? One of the most expensive fish and chips we've ever done. But yeah, we've had most of the experience we've had with people on the streets have been fantastic.
Do you walk into spots and like, number one, like, would you walk into spots and if you've had a bad, like if you're like, you don't like the cunt of the manager or whatever, you like, I fucking hope this is shit so I can like rip it to bits? Or the other way around, if you walk in, they're lovely, you like, just make me a fucking decent pizza so I can give you a positive review. Like, see the human side of it. The
best thing about the way we do it now is I don't have to see the people anymore. It's John that sees them. But John will come out and give me a hand. So the way it works is I'll be hiding around the corner, like you don't see me, and then I can see when he starts walking out, I'll walk in front of the takeaway. And I'll grab the bag, and sometimes I'll like look over my shoulder, and I can see business owners. And sometimes you can
John's hugging them. You're like, John.
Sometimes you can visibly see them putting their hands on their head, like, oh my God, we just gave him the reheats or whatever. And it's like, but that's what we want. But in terms of that, John will say to me, he'll say, they were lovely. I hope this is good. But he full well knows if it's bad, I'm going to say it's terrible. So he'll feel terrible. I won't, because I haven't seen them.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I hear you. I was going to say the one thing, I haven't seen a ton of them. You probably have done them, but I don't see them as much in the reviews. Do you do a ton of desserts? Do you do a ton of like desserts?
Desserts don't do well.
No?
No.
It's devastating for you.
But it's like ice cream. I know you can get like
all the bullshit on top of it. Like,
some of them are better and some of them are worse. But it's like desserts are kind of desserts. Like I would, if we're in restaurants, I will get like a proper dessert. But in terms of stuff like that, no, we don't do a whole lot of, or like crepes. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like that, or like bubble waffles and like all that shit.
They don't do well.
Yeah, interesting, man. So interesting. Like, I actually didn't think that was going to be or you were going to be as conscious of like, these are the things that perform well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
You have to, obviously, but it's just interesting. You don't think about that. So this is my last question I have for you. If you had, interesting now, because you obviously have foods that you prefer to eat. Do you know what I mean? Like you have food that you enjoy. So if you were going, let's say like a 3-course meal, you could eat it from anywhere, like starter, main course, dessert. Like what would your go-to meal be?
My God.
And you can give a restaurant or a spot if you're like, this is the place that I've had a great one.
I'll say takeaways because we do like 90% takeaways. It's called Grizzly Napkin.
Mm.
It's in
Great
Arklow.
name. What a name.
I think it sounds terrible, doesn't it? Grizzly.
It does,
It sounds, but it's probably the best takeaway. Myself, like John eats the food off the camera after. So sometimes like we'll agree and sometimes we'll disagree. And as I was eating that, he was like, I'm starving, I need to try that. And he completely agrees with me. It's the best takeaway we've had in Ireland. It's
What did you get?
Unbelievable. They do tacos, they do pizza, they did arancini balls.
Such a fucking weird takeaway.
Mental. And it was in like an industrial estate at the back of it. And you sort of just had to wait at a door to get it. It was a mad experience.
You're driving in being like, where the fuck?
Yeah, where is this? Yeah, we're in the wrong spot. But that place was unbelievable. I recommend that to anyone. Yeah.
I did see, this is my last thing, that I mentioned Cal Freezy for last time, but in his videos now, he started doing it, that his videographer, he whips the camera around at the end and Cal holds it and you get your man to give an opinion on it and they never agree on it.
Yeah.
But it's just interesting to throw it back because like your man, Cal Freezy, he loves fucking eating burgers. It's kind of the only thing he enjoys eating. And then if someone has something slightly off the cuff of that, if it's not a smash burger, he's kind of like, oh, it's a bit too much for me. Or they have a sauce on it that they don't know. He's like, all right, he kind of just hates off. He's like, it's a little bit too much for me. He says that a lot. So he throws it back to your man. So maybe you could do that with John, just whip it around, get John's feedback on it.
Yeah, get his score on as well. Yeah, it's not a bad show.
All right, lads. I'll let you go home. You've had a fucking long day, man. I appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, I appreciate having us on.
I hope that wasn't fucking terrifying.
I was a bit nervous, I don't lie, but I enjoyed it.
Well, I'm going to get you on in another year's time when you build this empire and build the app and all that stuff and we can chat about it, all right?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah.
All right, lads. Cheers, fellas. Talk to you later, folks. Enjoy. Bye.